Okay, so this morning what I'm going to show you is how to make Huldee Doodh, turmeric milk. And this is made especially when you have any kind of inflammation, any kind of flu, or any bruises on your body. And Nanima used to make this for us, especially when we had flu and bacterial infections and all of that. So I've been making this for about a week now because I've had some horse injuries. I'll show you pictures later and how they've improved. So what I have here to start is I've got some ghee. I'm sure you can find some desi ghee in London. And then there's 1 mug of milk, fresh milk. I've used the pasteurized milk and not the long life or the other. You'll find some of the milks there's pasteurized and there's another process that it goes through, and that is what basically gives us all this lactose intolerance. So pasteurized milk is fine. And then I've got in this plate, in the side plate, I've got some cloves, 3 cloves. Now this is for 1 cup of milk, 1 mug of milk. If you're making 2 cups, then you'll obviously double the quantity of the spices. So it's cloves. I've got 2 pods of ilachi, which is cardamom. I've split them a little bit so that the seeds, when they're in the liquid, they will kind of give off the flavor. I've got a star anise. I've got a small piece of cinnamon. I've got nutmeg. I've got half a teaspoon of turmeric, but it's a little bit of a heap, so it's probably like a level teaspoon. But it mustn't be too much, otherwise it makes the milk a bit bitter. And then I've got here, I couldn't open up the container to give me whole peppercorns, but they do need to be crushed. So I've just got about a quarter teaspoon or so of black pepper, and I've got fresh ginger, which I'm going to use my grater to grate, as well as the nutmeg. And when I've grated these two, then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so grated ginger, you can see it's about a quarter teaspoon as well. And then the nutmeg, about less than a quarter teaspoon. So now I'm just going to start by adding the ghee into the pot. And then I will add all of these ingredients. And then finally the milk until it boils. And then that will be, you can serve it up with honey if you want, or you can drink it plain. Hold on. Okay, so you would add about a tablespoon of ghee. This is a tablespoon, and the reason why it's not completely full is because it's in solid form. If it was in liquid, it would kind of be just about a tablespoon. So you add this to the pot, and the pot is currently, I have it on 5, and I'm just gonna drop the ghee in and until it melts. Once it melts, then I will add the other spices. So I've heated the ghee. As you can see, I have removed some of the ghee from the pan because for 1 cup that was a little too much of ghee. So I've just made it so that it's about maybe a teaspoon, I guess, or a little more than maybe 1.5 teaspoons. And then now I'm going to throw in the spices minus the turmeric. So I'm going to put that aside like that, and I'm going to throw in cinnamon stick, the cloves, the star anise and the cardamom, and then I'm going to throw in all the powdered spices and the ginger. So there you go. Just a little bit left. Of course, cooking with one hand and filming with the other is not very good, but sure I'll perfect it in time. And then it starts to splutter, and then you just shake the pot around, stir, if you will. It's just basically to get all the spices to talk to each other and mingle well. And that's the purpose of browning them first. And then lastly, I'm now going to add my turmeric. So in it goes. And then I'm going to stir. Just a little bit like that. And then I'm going to drop in the milk now. Okay. Drop in the milk. There you go. Okay, and then all I do now is I wait for it to boil up. And I'm going to turn the heat now to about 3. So it's on 3. And I'm going to let all of this just cook together so the milk is flavored as well. I'm going to cover. Just grab my lid. Okay, there you go. Alright, so it's covered and it's on 3. And I'll just give it some time for it to boil up. So as you can see, it's starting to boil up, and it's not yet completely boiled. So I'm still going to cover it and leave it to simmer some more, boil up some more. So I've given it a stir. I've given it a bit of a stir, and just to break up the skin that was forming on the top. And then I'm closing it now again and wait for it to boil up. So while I'm waiting for that to boil up, I am using a strainer, tea strainer, to cover the mouth of the mug, and I'll be pouring the milk into the mug using the strainer to catch the spices and anything that's kind of crunchy that might interfere in the texture of the drink. Okay, so it's kind of boiled now. You can see there's quite a bit of bubbles, and when I removed the lid, it had risen in the pot a little bit. So now I'm gonna just remove it off the heat like that, and I'm going to now pour this into the mug. Here you go. Okay. And as you can see, it's nicely done. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add some honey to this, but I normally enjoy it without anything. I'm just going to let it cool slightly. Open window. I'm going to add some honey, I think, to this. So, there goes it. So I was planning to put in a teaspoon, and that's about a teaspoon of honey, I think. And that should do. And then I'm just going to stir it, and I'm going to enjoy it. So this is Huldee Doodh. Huldee Doodh meaning turmeric milk, and it's spiced, and it's very good for colds, flus, inflammation, any kind of bruising on the body, internal kind of healing. This is very good. So it's next to an antibiotic basically, or better. And I'll show you pictures later on the injuries that I sustained with being with the horses. So, but anyway, enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to actually watch the church service from home today, because I went for my Ayurvedic treatment, and I'm feeling a little bit, like I need to rest. So I'm going to be resting today. Love you. Bye.